Hey YouTube, it's Average Gamer here. We are in the Civilization 5 world. Today I'm going to do a mod review because after playing the game on all the difficulties, beating the game on most of the difficulties, it's kind of left me with an empty feel because I'm trying to figure out what I want to do next with this game. And so I started looking into mods, and I think I want to share with you guys the mods that I find that are the most interesting, the best ones to add to the game to make it more, to give it more quality and to make it a more fun thing. Unfortunately, in this game, mods cannot be used multiplayer, which I hope is something they change because certain mods do really improve the game. But I'm gonna jump right into this here, and we're gonna start on the first mod on my list that I have found that I really like. As you can see, this is the very beginning of a game in the information era, and this mod is called Beyond the Future. It's something I found on the Steam network. It's really cool. Here, I'm going to settle my first city just to kind of get this started. We're not going to play too far into the game, but I want to show you guys the differences Beyond the Future makes. Obviously, you can play Beyond the Future at any level. It's not a scenario. It is a mod. And it has all the same technologies and whatnot. The difference with Beyond the Future is when you get to Information Era, there are all these extra technologies that were added for further science-ness in the game. As you see, if you have played the actual game, you know that the Information Era only goes to about two tiers, and then there's Future Tech. In this version, it has greatly increased that. You have space mining, space research, orbital flight. You can make orbital ballistic missiles. You can make spaceship factories, which you've always been able to make, but under a different technology. Moon colonies, which increase science. The mission to Mars. A lot of new scientific buildings. I don't think there's any real units added in this. As you can see here, most of these new technologies just kind of spread out the spaceship pieces. Though you do have a few. You have an unmanned air vehicle right here. You have a railgun armor, which is strong. You have railgun destroyer. And they did add titanium. This has added a new resource. It's called titanium, which I don't know. I haven't played this through, so I don't know what technology allows you to get titanium. In this game, I think it's satellites, reveals titanium on the map. Yes, it is. So, this is basically what this mod does. It kind of just increases the science victory, how it works. In the actual game, the Apollo program here is what starts off the science victory. In this game, you need to build the Apollo, you need to build the Apollo program still, but the Apollo program allows you to build a moon base, which I think there's a moon colony, but I don't know which thing the moon bases are under. But either way, you end up getting a moon base, and then you build the Mars mission. In this, the Mars mission is what allows you to start building the rockets. So, I am doing this mod. I am showing you this mod because I really like it. I think this really takes the science victory to a whole new level. When I think about, the Apollo program was something in the 1970s to get to the moon. If you look at the lore behind Civ, a science victory is technically achieved when you go to Alpha Centauri, and I don't think the Apollo program was near what it needed to be to count for Alpha Centauri. I like that it went much farther into science where we are now. We have the Mars mission here, which is really nice that they added this stuff. It kind of makes it more realistic. It also makes it so it's harder to get a science victory, which I think science victory is one of the easiest victories to achieve. Obviously, domination is right up there, but I think science is one of the easiest to achieve if you know what you're doing. So adding all this extra stuff really kind of makes it more difficult. It really helps play into the future styles. You get rolling, and the beginning phases take a long time, but then you start getting to the end, and you have all these units that you just by the time you get farther into the game, you know who's going to win. And I think this helps add kind of more unpredictability, because you have all these scientific buildings that people can build and get ahead. You know, Moon Colony, Large Hadron Collider. You know, it's more up to date on what's going on. It really kind of adds to more stuff in the future. It doesn't, you know, this game really does focus a lot more on the past, I think, than it does in the future, and this kind of closes that gap. So I'm not going to give a rating on this mod, but I am going to say that this is a really fun mod to use. This is something I recommend to everyone if you're kind of into a more science victory or just a more futuristic game. I think you'll find this a very, very interesting thing to try out and see how you like it, especially when you get into the later game and you have all this new stuff to kind of toy around with, go to war with, and build your science with. So I'm not really going to play the game here because I don't intend on really going into it, but you know, you build satellites, reveals titanium. I don't really want to play a whole game out like this. I just really want to show you the basis of the mod, which is these new technologies, the titanium, the space stuff, moon colonies. It just really affects the future, hence why it's called Beyond the Future. So I hope you'll look at this, and I hope you'll try this out. You know, it's not that hard to get mods on this game. I think if you try this out, you'll find it quite enjoyable. So please do try it, and obviously like and subscribe to my videos if you think that you're going to like this too. You know, I'm going to go through and do a couple of mod reviews here on different games, and they're going to be separate videos. But so, if you enjoy Civ and you enjoy science victories and high-tech stuff, then I do encourage you to try this out. I would give this a high rating if I were doing ratings, but I highly recommend you try this because it really is a good mod for the game. It plays on that future stuff that's kind of left out a lot of times. It really reminds me of, if you play Civilization 4, that mod called Next War. It doesn't add as much as far as military goes, but it really puts in the technology. So I think you will enjoy it. I enjoyed it, and hopefully you will too. So with that in mind, I'm going to see you on my next video.